Come together making millions. Get the motor ready for the bike night race. Brag about my bike and put some dollars in your face.
What's up, everyone? How you guys and gals doing? It's Sunday. Sunday fun day. You're over here on the Madhouse Radio as well. We got BEATcan happening. We got Danny D'Lo and the psychedelic.
What up?
We got the psychedelic one leg, peg leg freaking Mike Ball in here, man. He's fucking like doing a lot of freaking drugs.
I'm in the stream house, baby.
Then we go with China Vaginas in the house.
I like the name. I think it's sticking, right?
It is sticking, man.
No. I think so.
I don't know.
Tonight we're gonna be talking, and we're gonna do something fun. We've been serious lately, and we're gonna do some fun stuff, man. We're gonna be talking about, could you survive a zombie apocalypse, man? And you know what? I didn't even know they had freaking articles on this crap, but they do.
I brought it to your attention.
I think we'd start off first on why in the hell is zombie movies so popular, Mike? You're young, you're stupid. Let me know.
Honestly, I'm not stupid. That's the funny thing is I'm not into zombie movies. I'm gonna be real is I've watched like probably about 15, 20 movies in my entire life. So I just don't waste my time with movies in general.
They were all Disney.
And they were all Disney from when I was a kid.
Sunshine and Scully in the house. It was good seeing you yesterday. China wearing the Viper necklace. Hey, Danny, you know what I was doing? They gave me yesterday.
What's that?
Me being a practical joker and stuff. Sunshine gave me fart spray.
Oh, jeez.
Did you get it?
You better stay away from me with that, Hollywood.
That stuff is dangerous. People throw
up everything. I walk by people and like, dude, you shit your pants, man. And everybody looking around. But what are you into zombie movies, Danny?
You know what? Absolutely not. I'm a prude when it comes to movies, man. I'm like all about realism, and I don't know. I don't get the whole zombie thing.
Can't see you, man.
Why are you in the dark, dude?
Because I'm doing something over here. Don't worry about what I'm doing here.
He's over there going into zombie mode right now.
Yeah. I'm in zombie mode.
No, he's getting in the mode.
Now I know China. You're huge zombie movies.
Well, I was when Walking Dead first came out, but then it got lame.
Yeah, it did get lame because it teetered out. It was like, man, I came in here to see you guys shoot zombies and stuff.
There's like 18 seasons or something ridiculous, right?
Yeah, it just ended.
It was
like there's no way I could deal with that. Not that many seasons. No way. 5, 6 seasons max.
It's like Grey's Anatomy. It never ends.
Yeah, that's
Grey's Anatomy's still going. I was just watching that when I got before I came in here. It's crazy.
So, not only zombies, but let's talking about an apocalypse here. See, those that we'll talk about zombies in a minute. Those that lived in the 80s and 90s, we lived under the threat of the Soviet Union and their missiles. I know Danny has to remember that.
I thought we still living under that threat.
Well, I'm talking it was worse back then. You had the Berlin Wall and a lot of tension.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. In fact, they made the movie, Wolverine or something, or Wolves or something.
Yeah.
We dealt with that, but then we all came to our senses and figured out, the Russians don't want to come over here and play. So,
okay, let me ask you this very important question, Danny. What if the power went out? The grid is off.
If the power went out, I'd say 80% of our country would lose their freaking mind and kill themselves before anybody had the chance. Like that's how that's how our society operates now. It's all about being on social media and all that. Like if the power went out, what's the first thing that happens when the power goes out? You see all your friends on Facebook Power's out, power's out, power's out. Like everybody's got to let everybody know the power's out. So if the grid, like the whole grid really like just went down and took a shit and it was done and over with, nobody would know what to do. I can't go on Facebook. I can't go on Instagram. I can't go on TikTok. I can't tell nobody what's going on. What do I do? Like they would freak out and kill their damn selves, I think. That's how weak of a society we got as a whole. As a whole.
It's true, Mike. And you know what would worry me the most? We lost skills that our great grandparents had before they had refrigeration. So it would be a serious situation. A lot of people don't know how to preserve meat. They don't know how to hunt. And if I was in the city, I'd be running my ass off from the city because it's going to get chaos out there.
Yeah,
it would. It would. Yep, it would be absolute chaos. You know what I would do? I would just allow everyone to go and to the supermarkets. This is all hypothetical. And then as they're coming out with their groceries, you know, I'll just stick them up, grab all their groceries. I just looted them. So I don't have to do any of the hard work. I just grab their groceries and I go on my way.
You know what? That's a very serious example right there because it would go in the martial law and chaos. Do you know how to preserve, say, venison, Mike?
No, I mean, the only thing I know, like meat wise, like to like, I guess without some sort of refrigeration is salt, right?
Do you know how to use the salt to preserve it?
No, not correctly. Not correctly. I couldn't make that.
Don't worry, he'll Google it and he'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, I could figure it out. No, but I'm being honest that I wouldn't know in that sense. I wouldn't know, you know.
Dude, listen, I'm gonna mess with
I
you
live off of
as
ramen,
always,
bro.
but I have no idea how to do any of that. And I'm native. That's how sad I am of a native. I don't, bro. As far as hunting is concerned, I'm like, dude, if we need to eat that bad, go to McDonald's, bro. They got a $1 menu. Like, why do you got to go and kill a doe-eyed deer? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I'm such a weirdo when it comes to that. Yeah, I'm such a weirdo when it comes to it, man.
So China now, they'd pretty much be in some serious trouble.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's most of the population would be in that kind of predicament if our power grid got hit by an EMP. Jericho is the TV series. You want to see how bad it gets through an EMT hit, but they lost that knowledge that all our forefathers and ancestors had because a lot of people didn't have freaking electricity. You know, they shit down a freaking outhouse hole.
No flushable potties. No
potties. Would you be able to prepare a venison?
Well, I'm not a fan of venison, but I'm kind of with Mike because I don't pay attention to anything. So I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna salt the shit out of it.
And just hope for the best.
And just pray.
Or Danny,
I would just make some beans and some rice,
Screw it.
Well,
I mean, it's always worked for the Spanish people, so
I'll just eat some green beans. I'm good.
Well, Danny, that brings up another point that a lot of people would be like, "Damn, man, I want to eat this, I want to eat that," but when you got to go out there and actually get your food, and the only thing that you had in a day or two, you can't eat. So you got to eat stuff that you never normally ate before.
Like what?
Well, like wild animals, like tree bark, like different leaves and plants.
Like
stuff that you would never like. You can eat. There's different bugs you can eat to get protein to survive. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different things that you could end up eating that you never thought you would. And let me tell you something: is the more hungrier you get, I promise you'll eat all that stuff. You'll eat dookie in a handbasket just fine.
No, no.
See, I'm thankful because where I live at, I have a lot of friends that are farmers, and they raise their own cattle, their own beef, and all that. And we've literally sat down and had meetings with groups of friends of mine and been like, okay, if something crazy goes, not zombies, by the way, grow the hell up, people. I'm talking about real shit. If something like real actually went down, we have a strategy. We have a strategy where we will um, meet at a certain spot where all the weapons are at. And from there, we will travel to a farm so where we can protect that farm. And that's where we're all going to be at for that time period. And it's out in the country, got plenty of beef, plenty of cattle, chickens, everything. So while you guys are eating bugs, I'm gonna be eating steak.
Well, that's
I like
that's a
that.
very important point to bring up, Mike, because at that point it becomes more of a tribal society where you're trying to protect your food or you're going out on scavenging attacks and stuff like that. People become something that they were, 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, where that's the only way you can survive is attacking.
Yeah, and it would get very violent very quick. And I don't know if most of this nation could actually handle something like that. I think about half of us could. I think about half of us could actually solidly get through it. But I think another half of the country would be sorely losing. I don't know. It would be rough. It would be really rough. I mean, people get mad violent real quick over the smallest things, let alone imagine something to this extreme,
Mhm.
China, you think
Yep.
people just get animalistic again?
Oh my God, yeah, it'd be like I seen somebody put earlier. They were saying that it'd be like basically survival of the fittest.
And
Yeah.
that's
It would
100%.
be. It would be.
My
I would be out there with like a box and a stick and a rope hiding behind a tree.
where's that rascally rabbit?
Come on, catch it!
Oh, missed him. I'll get him the next time.
You know what's gonna happen? We're gonna end up chopping China up and eating her. That's what's gonna happen because she's gonna be the weakest link.
There ain't a lot of meat on these bones. Sorry.
There's not a lot of filet.
I'm gonna be good though, because I got my son, so y'all are screwed.
He has a breakout pack, a bug out pack, everything
Dude,
ready
he's
right
got
now.
so many weapons in
He
Nice.
does
his
it right. He does it
in case
right.
something happens. Let me tell
Absolutely.
you.
You
I'm
should have
just
a bug out bag. Every person should have a
Yeah,
bug out bag.
yeah. Me and my
honestly-
guys, we all got bug out bags with
Everyone should.
extra
No doubt.
rope and different different devices and some different weapons, handheld like knives, stuff like that. Yeah, we've got everything, man. We've sat down and like I've said, we've sat down and been like, okay, we meet here, we go there. Things are set in place just in case if things ever did go crazy. Because what people don't understand, the first place that it's going to go crazy at is your nearest city. That's where it's going to go crazy at. They're not going to come out to the farmland till way later. You know what I'm saying? So you got time to really prepare your property, your home, barricade certain places, dig certain holes to hide certain things. Like you've got plenty of time to get ready and get prepared for when the goofy people start raiding our area.
Well, what would be your first thoughts, the first thing that you would do? Mine would be, go ahead, China.
Rob my job.
Now, what would you
You got
rob?
all the keys. You got all the
Well, I'm
keys.
just
You got.
saying, I go in, deactivate the alarm. I don't care. I'm on
You know
camera.
the codes. You
I'm
know the
taking
keys.
all-
You got the
I'm
keys.
taking all the alcohol. I'm taking all the cigarettes. I'm taking all the canned stuff. It's all mine.
Now,
All of a sudden, you became
here's the-
powerful. You became powerful.
here's
And
the
then I'd
question:
fill
why?
as many gas cans as we own for generator.
Why?
Why? Alcohol and tobacco are very good trading things, and the canned goods because I'm gonna be hungry.
And I'm definitely gonna have a sip of that whiskey. You know what I mean? So
Well, Danny, that actually makes sense. Booze and cigarettes would be a barter item.
Yeah, it would be. And I'm the sadistic guy that I will wait for all of you guys to come back with all of those goodies.
And just
And
be
I'm really sorry, y'all, but survival of the fittest, baby.
sorry, Mike. I'm a little bit bigger than you, so you're gonna have to hand that over. I got
Sorry,
two
bruh.
legs.
I'm
got
gonna
two
need them
legs.
cigarettes, China.
Well, that's the thing.
Hey, Danny, I ain't scared of you.
Oh, that's good. I wouldn't want you to run and think I'm after you.
No, we won't be friends if this happens.
Well, that's
No.
That's the point I'm making. There ain't no friends when this happens, man.
no.
You know, I mean, unless you really get like a good, like all joking aside, like what me and my guys did, you know, we have a certain amount of us in a group. We trust each other. We've made a pact with each other. And that's the way it is. You know, we're all people that are either tactical. We bring um, certain levels of things that add to the pot of the things that we're going to need in this situation. And you know, as long as you got your pack, you're good. But like, if it really, you know, if shit really hit the fan, there ain't gonna be no, you know, yeah, man, that's my neighbor. I'll kill my neighbor right now. Don't care. I'm taking all your food. You know what I'm saying? Like friends that are just friends. Hey, man, at the end of the day, this is survival. This is for real. This ain't a game. This ain't a TikTok thing. This isn't a war games for a TV show. This is real life, man. And real life, you can't trust many people, man. Even the
No.
people I made a pact with, it wouldn't. That whole pack wouldn't last, you know, to the end of time. You know,
Well,
people are going to turn on each other.
that's what I was gonna bring up. If you think you got a pack that you're gonna, trust each other and stuff like that,
Yeah.
as times get more desperate, people look out for themselves. We see
Yep.
that in everyday life right now, and it's
Yeah.
not even bad.
So imagine if it got bad. Exactly.
Everybody would be turning on each other. I think
Only one
Mike.
can keep a
Yeah.
secret. Only one can keep a secret. That's it. So
Well, I don't think it's going to be any secret when you're blowing their head off in the middle of the street.
double barrel shotty.
That's basically when you get to the point, the only person you could trust at that time is pretty much yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Straight up.
Well,
Straight up, man.
You lived in the city, China. How bad would it get in an emergency in the city?
Let's just say I'm glad we're out here now, because no way would I want to be out in Chicago if something like that came down. Never. I would never want to. No, because it would be terrible there compared to out here. I think it'd be worse, like 10 times worse.
I think the smaller little towns would band together and
What's up, Crazy Joe?
And keep others out of it. Other towns out of their towns. That's why I mean tribal and stuff. But let's take it a step even further. A nuclear attack. Now we're talking some bad stuff where, people just come out of their, shelters after 30 days. They're sicker than hell. And you got to remember that animals are dead now because of the radiation poisoning. So now you lose your ability to even hunt animals. Talk about that scenario, Danny.
I mean, let's be honest, we get under a nuclear attack. There's not a whole lot of planning you can do for something like that. When you get hit, some of us that are near the city, like me, you guys, I don't even think we'll be alive, man. If Chicago got hit right now, the whole area that we're in, it's gone. Just like that. Boom, gone. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there ain't nothing to think about. It's over. There ain't going to be absolutely nothing left.
I mean, does vegetation even survive through radiation? Something like that? Like, would anything still grow at that point? Like, so you're losing not only your...
Within a certain amount of miles, I believe.
But I mean,
Well,
like
that would
from
go
the
for
actual blast
that
point.
would go for the amount of people that got hurt from the blast, and that would be, and the radiation circle. Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
Well, the problem you bring up, everybody was talking about, well, we can eat plants and da da da. The problem with that is, do you know what plants are the poison? We lost all that from our ancestors. They knew what plants not to eat. And it's actually, remember that guy? I don't know what movie it was. He went into Alaska, to escape everything. And he had a little 22 rifle. And one, he didn't know how to prepare the meat that he killed, but he ended up trying to eat a plant, and that's what killed him.
Yeah.
Wow, no way. I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
So Crazy Joe 67 said yes, vegetation will grow over time. So apparently Crazy Joe's been through this before.
Well, you know what? I think the best way to explain a nuclear war would be is we actually had that in the 1980s, Chernobyl, that nuclear meltdown, that reactor, and the town still to this day is not inhabitable.
That
Why is
you
that?
got.
well, I mean, look at there's some parts of what is it, Korea or China that people are still walking around with like foreheads. So
Yeah, with Japan.
Japan, that's right. I was all the way wrong.
The problem, ML, with the Hiroshima, it wasn't the nuclear bombs that we got today, man. You got 30 megaton nuclear warheads that shoot off, 10 warheads at a time, where that was just dropped from an airplane, and there really wasn't that big of a blast.
Hiroshima was very minuscule compared to what could happen nowadays. Very minuscule.
Well, we got the Bet Rim podcast.
I was just gonna say that.
Do any of you know which buildings in your nearby towns are designated nuclear fallout shelters?
There's none in our town.
There ain't none left anywhere.
And I wouldn't know even if there was over here to answer.
I've got a fallout shelter, but it's private. It's not a public thing.
Yeah, but we used to have them shelters with the signs, the yellow signs, nuclear
right
or fallout. And the government, after the Soviet Union fell, didn't even care about it anymore.
I think honestly these days, and it's sad, really, back in our days, man, when we were kids, our country still was smart enough to understand that these things can happen. And now we've gotten to this point in society where nobody believes that would ever happen. Nah, Russia ain't going to try to come invade us and do anything. Japan ain't going to try. China ain't going to try. We're not going to go to war like that. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Like, people really just don't believe how shit can get real quick. People don't understand it. They don't realize it. So therefore, nobody's really truly prepared for it. I mean, there's a select few, of course, but remember, guys, I'm talking about the mass majority. They don't know.
You look at what we just Chase in the house. We look at what we just went through with the coronavirus, Mike. A lot of people were oblivious. They didn't know they were making runs on toilet paper.
Yeah, no, and I watched it all happen, and I'm right here in the middle of the city, and yeah, it definitely happened. People were losing their gore over it, and it was like people were in a full-on panic. It was a full-on panic, and people conformed 100%. I felt like I was the only person that I would be going outside, and I wouldn't be wearing a mask. And people be looking at me that I was crazy. I'm like, man, you guys are gonna look back on this one day and realize that you guys are the wild ones. You know what I mean? You're gonna realize that you guys conform to something so like dumb. You guys conform to something that I can't believe that people actually decided like, oh, I'm gonna stay inside my house for 2 years. Like, Forget all that. I never started. I never believed in any of that. I knew it was
Right.
control. It was instant government control right away. That's what it was.
Well,
Yep.
let me ask you this, and I'm not trying to be sick, China.
No, geez, what?
You know, you talked about
Oh.
beer and cigarettes,
Yeah.
but I think it would go back, and I hear the thoughts of Danny and Mike. I think it'd actually be more dangerous for women because you'd be able to be traded.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a deep deep topic. That's a deep topic. No pun intended.
Go ahead, talk about that. How would you feel? Because women would actually be the ones that you could trade.
Um,
I'm
I
pretty
would-
sure Hollywood would trade you right off too. I really do.
I would
For a
make sure-
pack of cools.
I'm so
make-
glad I wouldn't even need it.
I would make sure that our son kills you first. So that
No, I'm talking about that would be an item to trade for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'd be just trading you before you had, dude. No,
No, seriously,
I am
here.
being
This is
trade you.
this is a deep topic where if you know men are savages at their core. They really are. They're actually the animal instincts pop in, and we always, you know, people ask why men go so deep. It's because they're afraid if the woman's been with another man that they got to go deeper to get their sperm where you can have a baby.
Well, let's be honest. Not all men can go that deep.
Well, this is true. But do you know, would you see that, Danny, where women would become a commodity?
Well, you know, it's kind of like what we've seen in different movies. You're gonna have those sick and twisted groups that go around eating each other, trading women off, doing crazy things like that. You're gonna have the people that are just in small little packs, just trying to survive as a family. You're gonna have people like me and my guys that, you know, we're gonna have our own little compound and running our own show, you know, 30, 40 of us with our wives and kids and all that. You're gonna have a whole bunch of just different groups of and types of people, you know. But yeah, you are going to have those people that will trade a little kid off, you know, for a side of beef or something. You know, I mean, it's crazy to think that, but that's realistic.
What do you think, Mike? You think
I
it
don't
would
know.
get really deep that way?
I don't know if it'd get down to their kids, but I could see it being.
I
like
don't
a-
know. I think he's right on the kids because
There's
they-
some messed up people out there, Mike.
Well, yeah.
There's people out there that'll trade their kids off for
Well,
a sandwich right now.
I was about to say they're willing to do that for a pack of cools right now. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So
Mhm.
well,
it
if
is
you
what
look
it
at it
is.
1,000 years ago or whatever, hell, you had Muhammad, and I'm not getting religious here. He had a 9-year-old wife.
Right.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
that
it
we're
is-
talking about trade and surviving within your group, especially if, well, how would it feel if you were in a group of 10, 15 men only? What would you do, say, 6 months of the year into an apocalypse or a pandemic or whatever, if you don't have another woman around? What would you know, what do you think people would do? What ends they would go?
I know that I see what you're getting at, and yes, they
I'm taking
radicals are
Mike's
gonna be
leg, and
everywhere.
boy, we gonna have some fun.
We're gonna get out of control. Yeah, it's gonna get radical no matter what.
Yeah.
For sure, it would be radical in every sense of the word of this topic. You know, I think there would definitely be some sort of sick, twisted trades and perversion and stuff that's already sick and perverted out there that's acceptable nowadays.
What's
You
up,
know.
Dr. Harley?
I'd be useless though because I can't reproduce. So
No, but the problem is,
You
what
wouldn't
do
be completely useless.
what do you think women? Do you think women at that point would have to lose their emotions and have to get harder than what they are?
Oh, I think women are gonna have to man up. I mean,
Yeah,
flat out.
big
Women will have
time.
to man up because I don't care. I mean, I think even you and I would go against each other
Why is that?
because your animalistics will come in, and I really think that we would eventually turn on each other.
Don't kill him. Don't kill him.
Man, I'm gonna kick you in the mouth after this show. Why would you say that?
I mean, for real.
We ain't gotta wait for the Russians to invade.
I was doing it tonight,
This shit
man.
getting real right now. Right now.
In the long run, like let's say 6 months into it,
Dude, I'm gonna file for divorce now.
6 months into it, if it was desperate times, I think we'd turn on each other.
I don't
Damn.
think we would.
I think you would because you
See,
already said
Hollywood would test the time.
Hollywood
I
would
think
trade me. He already said it.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, you
no. I think he
No,
would
I
stand
wouldn't.
by you. I think
You need some
most
cigarettes.
I think
and
most
I'm gonna
women
have
would
them
have
all.
to man
Stop
up, but
stepping.
because they're with beta males. That's what I think. I
Right.
think honestly, because I think a lot of people don't know how to protect their own family nowadays, let
No.
alone themselves.
Well, that's a
You
good
know?
point, Danny. You think that the woman would go for the stronger man over somebody that they've been with, and they're gonna
They do now. They do
Animalistic.
now in reality.
Yep.
You know, I promise you, if you're a man with confidence and you present yourself as a strong person, women will always come. They'll always come to you. They'll flock to you or be attracted to you. You know what I mean? I mean, so yeah, of course. Then, why would you want to be? And it totally makes me laugh when I think about it. Not to get off topic for a second, but when we see these women that are with these weak ass dudes, I mean, I guess you call them simps now or whatever. I don't know. I don't do the 13-year-old language no more. But weak ass dudes. You know what I'm saying? We see these girls with these weak
Betas.
ass guys, man, and it's like,
Mhm.
why? When shit gets real, you ain't gonna want to be with him because that's the first dude we're gonna go bend over. That's the first dude we're gonna beat up and take his shit.
The weakest link right there.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
You're gonna
it's like,
definitely steal that one's candy bag, huh?
what's that?
The weakest ones, you're gonna steal their candy bags.
Oh,
Like
for
I'm-
sure, for
Give me
sure.
But is that right, China? That women would get rid of somebody they've been around
If they
for
were
somebody
if they
stronger for protection?
if they were weak, yeah, definitely. If they were
Uh-huh.
weak-minded, and if they were weak-minded and basically the woman wore the pants in the family, they would definitely ditch them and go for somebody that's a stronger backbone, stronger man to be protected. Because if you can't feel you're protected by the one you're with, you're gonna go wherever. If it comes down to this kind of stuff, you're gonna definitely leave that weak man to be with somebody that's 10 times stronger and will be able to protect you. And you
Yep.
at that point won't give a crap what you got to give up to be with that man.
Well, what about in modern times right now, this aside, about how do women do that in daily life where
Go
if
with the
they-
weakest link, and if they can find somebody stronger, hell yeah, they'll ditch out on that weakest link and go for the stronger man.
what's
Mhm.
that say, Mike, about how women really think and what men should have in the back of their mind?
It's true that they do focus and see that strength is a big attribute, and that's a thing about being strong-minded. And something that I also do preach about is strength to me is 90% mental and 10% physical. Now, of course, we're talking physical attributes here, where they're looking at the strength aspect of a person and ditching somebody else in this radical scenario to go with the stronger dude. Yeah, it's going to happen. But nowadays, yeah, I mean, people are settling now. I mean, but yeah, nowadays, I would say more people are going for the, stronger, more. They if you ask most average females, they want someone that is 6 foot and higher. That's what they
Not
want.
always. Not
But that's
always.
what a lot. You look at the surveys. Look at the surveys. It's not
Okay.
just me speaking. It's the surveys of women prefer men to be 6 feet and over. you know, because it's a natural thing to feel comfortable and feel secure with somebody like that.
Well, I think all the women should sit back and start thinking to themselves, if we're talking about a topic like, you know, let's go more towards probably the nuclear or zombie or whatever kind of apocalypse that comes up, whichever it is. The women should sit back and look at their man and be like, will this man protect me or will this man ditch me?
Yeah, true.
What do you
Or-
some AKs,
Or is this man so weak that he won't have a chance to do either or?
Exactly.
Well, that's what I was going to ask Danny about. This is a different one from Rich. Will it be will women be a liability unless you can defend them?
I mean,
Ooh, that's a good one.
Are they a liability?
God, I hope my lady don't listen to this.
Just speak you gotta keep it 100, right?
Hey, hold up. I gotta keep it 100. Yeah,
Are they-
women, and it's not against women, but I would say as a whole, yeah, they are a liability for the simple fact of, let's say somebody says, hey man, hey brother, why don't you come down to our clubhouse? We're having a party this weekend. And I'm like, yeah, cool, man, right on. I'd love to come. And then you say, you know, hey man, bring your old lady. The first thing you'll always hear me say is I don't bring my old lady to stuff like that. And it's no disrespect to the clubhouse or the club, and no disrespect to my woman. It's, I'm always thinking tactically. Always. I mean, 99.9% of the time, I'm on some tactical shit. I'm always watching for doors, exits, windows, cars coming slow. Who's that dude that just ducked in that gangway over there? Like, I'm always watching everything going on around me. So when shit goes down, I know where I need to duck, where I need to be, where I need to not be, and where I need to be placed at to shoot back. Like, this is the way I think constantly. The one thing I don't want to have to think about is, oh fuck, where's my lady?
Mm-hmm.
Where's she at? You know?
You also got to keep in mind there's a lot of women out there that can definitely handle their own business.
That's a fact.
No doubt. No doubt. And my lady's one of them.
Yeah,
but it's not about you women. That's what you guys can't understand.
It's thinking,
or most women can't understand.
It's definitely thinking objectively. You know, definitely it doesn't apply for everyone, but it for a majority. You know,
no, for what I'm saying, for me, it applies for everyone. And again, this is not against my woman. This is not against China. This is not against women in general. It's my frame of mind, my thoughts, my thinking that no matter how gangster my girl is, and she is, no matter how much I know that my lady has my back 100%. She really is truly my ride or die. I could tell you guys a story in the green room later, and you'll be like, damn, my lady is for real, for real. But no matter what, my heart and my mind, I'm still going to be worried about her first, because that's how I am. It's not that, oh my God, she's not going to be able to handle this. Oh my God, she's not going to be able to shoot back. My lady going to grab a pistol and shoot right next to me, guaranteed. But it's the fact that I have to worry about that is what makes her a liability for me personally. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's women out there that no doubt they'll get down like we would.
Mm-hmm.
But I still have to worry about that woman, you know.
What about Mike, Danny's thought right here? If you're in a group, do you have to ask yourself, what do these people bring to the group?
Absolutely.
1000%.
If you are not bringing anything of value to us, then you are dead weight. And dead weight is only going to hold us back, you know, and you will get us caught up. So I would have to be very strict on who would be allowed in that particular instance.
When we sat around and talked, me and my guys, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Hit it.
When me and my guys sat down and talked, it was literally told to me, because I'll be honest with you guys, I'm diabetic, I'm overweight, I'm a big dude. I'm not a runner, so I'm not running to go get food. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an athletic person. But what they told me, what I brought to the table, is something that not many people can do, and that's as clear as I can really say it. But you guys know what I'm saying. Um, and I didn't even think that would be like something sought after, but yeah, being able to do what you got to do and not think twice about it, that's a big thing in
It's
a
a big
group when
attribute.
when
Yeah.
stuff like that happens. You know, we've got guys that they're just really good fighters. They're jujitsu guys. We've got guys that got so much ammo that damn near the United States Army would have a hard time competing. You know, but this guy isn't really a stone cold dude. He probably ain't going to be able to handle business or pull the trigger,
I was just
but
about to say that there's
he's
a
got
difference
what we
between them,
need, so he's a good person to have on our side. I can
right?
fight to protect him. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, everybody plays a role, man, and you just got to
Mhm.
figure out who's going to play that role, you know?
Facts.
Well, China. Let's go back to the town type of deal where the town seals itself off from everybody else,
Yeah.
but you have stragglers. Would you rather have, and this is talking about what they bring to the table, would you rather have, say, an architect or somebody has the skills of, say, farming or is a doctor? Which one would you take into the town and which one would you say, hey, sorry, and you know they're going to die?
So my choices are a doctor, farmer, or an architect.
No, a doctor. Let's just put it this way, a doctor or an architect. That's all they got to bring to the table.
I hate to say it, but I'd take the architect.
Doctor.
I'd
Are
take
you
the doctor.
kidding me? I'll
I'd
take the
take the
doctor. He can
doctor.
save your life. While this
Nah.
guy's drawing you a freaking building that you're never going to build, you're going to die.
He ain't drawing me nothing. He gonna build me some shelter.
Yeah, but what a so that's two
Just because he
distinct.
can draw shelter doesn't mean he can build it.
You don't know that.
I know for a fact. I know people that are doing that for a
They
living.
just do blueprints.
Yeah, they can't nail a board together, but they can draw a building.
I know three people that are architects, and they are also construction workers.
LA, I hope you guys are being safe right now. That is my close brother right there, LA. What a
LA.
time this weekend. But okay, now you got another scenario,
All right, give me another one.
and we'll go around the table on this. A doctor, right?
Mhm.
Because you would have chosen architect, so you're 0-1 right now.
Whatever. Well, sorry, the architects I know are also construction workers, so
Or an engineer. That's a tough one.
Ding, 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 ding.
that is a tough one because the engineer can he can build it. They will come.
Well, with an engineer, and I think that's smart because, say, if you're on a river or something, he can actually come up with something like wind energy or, use the river to really benefit everybody. What about you, Danny?
I'm going to pick a guy that can grow weed.
Yeah, I like that guy.
So I'm going to need to be very relaxed for all this crazy shit that's about to go on.
At that guy's house.
We're going to be at the dispensary protecting that. What was the question, Hollywood?
Would you take an engineer who's crafty and that can provide different types of life-saving stuff like electricity from a river, or can build barriers or something to keep the town safe, or a doctor?
Oh, man, that believe it or not,
too. So
when you sit there and really think about this, that's a really hard question.
Yeah,
because a doctor can save your life, but if you're perfectly healthy, the engineer can actually save your life in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still going to go with the weed guy, but my second choice would have to be the engineer.
There,
in that case.
I think that's what China was thinking about, was an engineer and not an architect. She confused them.
Nah, she was just thinking of somebody that can build her a nice house with a white picket fence. That's how she was thinking.
I don't want no white picket fence. I want something up in the tree.
Up in a tree, yeah.
I want my own
So-
tree house.
I gotta point out something. Lolly Crafty Writer Grammy. She
Yeah.
said there are places where there are more women to men ratios, maybe trading off the men. What do you think of that, China?
There is.
I'm all for it.
See, look at that. You were all mad that Hollywood trade you up, but look at you. Yep, I'm all for it. Cool. Trade them all.
To be honest with you, I think, if Hollywood can't hack it, I'd have to take my son and go head up by Sunshine and just,
Wow.
Damn.
But do you think that's a logical thing, Mike? Is if there's more women than men in a group, do you think that actually you think it's logical that they could even do that?
I see
No.
women. What I would see is women wanting to basically hire men to protect them. That's how I would see how it would.
I think women would become women again. That's what I think.
You think they would become more?
I think women would become women again. They wouldn't be
More
Mrs.
feminine?
Independent. Suddenly
Right.
they would be like, help, protect me.
Mm-hmm.
And China can shake her head over there, but when you got about
But it's
1,000
true.
gorillas coming at you,
It's true.
Uh.
It's true. Are you guys savage enough to keep yourselves alive?
There you
whoa,
go.
whoa, wait a minute. Let's be honest here. Women are way more savage than any men that we could think of. All right.
Absolutely, but that's what
I
I'm
know
saying.
me and Hollywood can contest to that shit.
Absolutely, and I get
There's
slapped
there's
by
one
them
at a
all the
certain
time.
clubhouse that we both knew that was the most savage ass chick I ever met.
Mhm.
So
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying they're not.
But
But
you're,
just asking,
shaking,
I
you're,
bear
sh-
the question.
you're shaking your head, China, now what they just said.
Which part? The fact that they don't think a woman could be savage enough?
No,
Hey, what
I'm
you
not-
mean
I'm
they?
Not, I'm not saying that you couldn't. You could. I'm not saying that. I'm asking the difference between someone like me who can squeeze the trigger and somebody that maybe can't.
Oh, you don't think I'd be able to? Oh, hell yeah, I would.
But you
If
have to
somebody
look
doesn't-
outside yourself. You have to look
Well,
outside yourself.
women
objectively.
are very good critical thinkers, probably way better than most men, and they are definitely more savage. I mean, come on, man,
When
they
it
can
comes
do.
to their kids,
Bro, a woman can
absolutely.
look at you and say, "I love you, baby. I'll never leave you," while she knows damn well she's going to that other man's house tonight. All right,
That's
us
true.
guys, we will make up some bullshit lies, get caught up in them, and not think anything straight
Yep.
out. But a
You-
woman can look you dead in your face and go,
that's some
"I love you,
sicko-
boo boo. We good,"
Yeah,
and then turn around and do you dirty,
Dude,
dirty.
It's true. It's true. And that
Yeah,
shit is
so
tactical as fuck
there-
too, man.
So they're a
Yeah.
lot smarter than anybody gives them
No,
credit.
I
That's
give
for sure.
I do give them credit for sure.
You gotta keep in mind though, my son still is here. So I would be mama bear and I'd be out there protecting my son. So
Mhm.
I'd be savage as hell. You come at me and my kid, you're gone.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
you know what?
You gone. I don't care who
I
you are.
have no doubt in my mind over that.
Well,
'Cause
you
my
know,
son would come above anybody, even that one.
stop
Yep.
stepping on me. Stop stepping. You know better. How do you feel about how they think about women in an emergency situation? That you're weak.
Damn, there we go with that they thing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't say none of that.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
all
no,
Mike
it's not-
Ball.
I didn't say that. I'm just insinuating the question.
Insinuating that women are weak.
I even went as far as trying to clean that whole thing up, and I'm still they.
No, it's okay, Danny. Just sit back and just accept
No, I'm not accepting shit.
it.
That's just because he's afraid his old lady's listening. But
Hey, you know.
Damn,
I tried to
That's a
stand
heater.
up for you, honey.
that's a heater.
Shut shut up.
We did see you. We did see you.
Even
hiding
if you are
behind the
right, shut
sunflower.
up.
You were hiding behind the sunflower. We saw you guys, right?
Bro, there ain't no shame. Listen, guys, there is absolutely zero shame to my game, all right?
Is
I
that
don't care
where
what
you
people think.
is that where you hide?
It doesn't matter to me. What?
Is that where you hide behind the sunflower?
Yeah, shall do. When somebody
Good
calls me a
fucker.
poser, I pose for them because obviously that's what they wanted. Blow them a little kiss. Have a good day, baby boy. Mwah.
So what about that, China? Again, what do you think about how they are describing you women in an emergency situation?
As the weaker sex.
What do
Yeah.
you think about that?
No. Because,
You don't
Does
think
it
it's true?
upset you?
yeah, it upsets me because of the fact that we may physically be a little bit weaker than you men, but mentally we're a hell of a lot stronger when it comes to protecting our own.
See, I actually agree with that, even though I'm in the day group.
I don't know how you got
I
put in
don't
the day
know.
group because that was
I don't know either.
I beg to
was
differ
more
on it.
like
I beg to differ on it. Biologically,
You know, hey, Dr. Harley brought up a very good thing. I had women in combat with me in Iraq and Afghanistan. They held their own and rocked it. Amen. Thank you for your
Absolutely.
service.
no, and thank you for your service. Absolutely.
I tell you
Without
what,
doubt.
Absolutely.
I tell you what, LA, none of us got any damn sleep with you snoring motherfuckers.
Yeah. It was like
LA
that, like
wasn't
that.
snoring.
You never get a group of guys in a goddamn place and try to sleep. You're not doing it.
Good luck.
But what I'm getting out of this so far is that Danny's the good guy. He is standing up for women, and he just wants a blowjob tonight. That's what it is.
Wow.
Well,
Why is it always got to boil down to that?
you obviously don't. So what's your issue?
Now, here's a real one, and I'm not trying to be a dick here.
Oh God, here we go.
You know,
Danny.
anytime somebody starts off a conversation where no disrespect, there's gonna be disrespect.
Oh hell yeah! So it's gonna be good.
And he's asking you, Danny.
Danny,
Well, sock it to me, Hollywood. What's up?
would Mike Paul be a liability?
Wow, why you gotta put that? Why you gotta put that on me, man? You know I like the kid.
I'll answer it.
And China.
China, go ahead.
No, you're first, and Mike's gonna tell us.
Oh, he's gonna make us. All right, cool. But I want to hear what you got to say too after that deal,
Oh damn!
Yeah,
Mr. Host. You're gonna be a co-host too for a second there, sir.
Yeah, we want to
Yeah.
hear your
Asking all the questions over there.
you want to know the answer?
Yeah,
Yes, he would.
I agree.
Damn. Well, I gotta go with no, he wouldn't. Just because you two agreed.
I ain't gonna lie because I love you, Mikey, but
See, everybody's apologizing now, even though we love the kid. He knows where I'm getting at.
he knows we love him, but
He would be a liability in certain situations, yes, because of his leg, unfortunately.
That's where I was just gonna go.
But in other situations, he would not be a liability because he can handle himself with a weapon.
And he's got a good mind.
He's got a very smart mind.
And
You know,
he's
so I mean, it just depends on the situation, I think.
He's younger than.
But
the
no.
rest of us.
I'm talking about if you're in a group of people, kind of like what I was talking about, the doctors and engineers, would they let him in the town? What would he have to bring if he already had that disability? And then I'll go to Mike.
What would he have to bring? I'm a rock in a hard place, but I mean, he's capable as far as probably defending what he needs to defend. Problem is if we all got to run, weakest link.
Go ahead, Mike. What do you think? Before Danny's thinking about how he'd
it's so here's the truth of the situation.
You didn't come out of my vagina, so you're weak. Sorry.
So when someone's put in a situation like me, you guys are allowed to have the fight and flight, feeling, and because you guys can literally flight. I cannot. I have to face whatever happens. I have to face whatever problem there is, whatever threat. Now, here's the thing where I bring to the table. Now, this all happened in a shipwreck, but I had about 15 to 20 rifles and other firearms and about 10 to 15,000 rounds of ammunition. So
well, no. I'm not talking about
that's
prepping
what I
and stuff like
bring.
that. I'm talking about on your face. If you were going, refugees as they call it, whatever.
Sure. If you're going to
If
another,
you're trying to get into a town during something as
that's
bad
already
as
a problem. I wouldn't be going in as a refugee. I'm a
soldier. Let's stay with the scenario
but
here.
sure for the scenario.
Would you consider yourself or you know what? Put yourself out of it.
Sure. Yeah. Take
Would
myself.
you consider somebody else with only one leg a liability?
Yes, I would. In that extreme scenario, 1000%, I would. And I would have to really question it. Could you really, really stand the test of times, or do I have to protect you every single time? So now you become a liability for the group. If you can't outrun these zombies in this apocalypse or whatever, dude, you got to be able to keep up. I might have an issue there. You know what I mean?
Or the zombie thing, that was just a funny title.
But that's serious. I'm just saying on the most extreme things, it could be looked at as totally a liability.
Now, say you got a project that your engineer wanted to build. Do you think that, Danny, that they would be able to contribute to the hard work that was going to go into it?
Who would be able to?
Somebody with one leg.
Yeah, I think so. I do. I mean, Mike's not the only one that doesn't give up in life, So, I mean, with something like that, yeah, definitely.
But
they bring something to the table.
But is it something that you would bet your life and your old lady's life?
I don't bet my life or my old lady's life on anything or anybody.
Right.
Ever.
I don't depend on anybody.
That don't go for anybody on this panel, anybody in my life, not even family. Yeah. I don't bet my life on anything, Hollywood.
But that's something you would have to choose.
Now, hold up. Crazy Joe says that Crazy Joe has been a double amputee and learned how to fight and survive.
Yeah, no.
Now, what about you with that, China Doll? A double amputee shows up at your village.
I've been watching all Crazy Joe's comments, though, okay, through this whole entire thing. And I would tell you right now, if Crazy Joe was around here during some sort of craziness, I would take Crazy Joe in a heartbeat.
You would bet your family on that?
Yes. Because watching all the knowledge that Crazy Joe's been putting in here.
But we're not talking about knowledge. We're talking about physical.
I trust me. Yeah, I'd take Crazy Joe in a heartbeat.
Mike, what about you?
I feel offended because she's like,
right now, one-legged Mike over here got shut down, but double amputee. He's got his name is Crazy Joe.
I'm not strong-willed.
But this is
I'm not knowledgeable. I'm sorry. I guess here, let me just go ahead and turn off my camera now. You know what I mean?
Right? You might as well, bro.
Here,
but this is why. Because, well, and Crazy Joe still rides a motorcycle, by the way.
Yes, sir.
This is why. Because he has been putting in knows how to hunt, fish. No, I mean, everything that you would need for food wise, Crazy Joe would do it.
A lot of people would say Hollywood is trying to hot jump.
So you're saying that I wouldn't?
No, not you, Mike. No, we're talking about it in general.
But with Crazy Joe would, but I wouldn't?
Oh, to me, you're
China Doll stepped in this one.
No, I'm not. To me, you're more up here kind of guy.
So did you know that?
No. Let's compare it now. Thank God. Okay, you got a double amputee.
Crazy
no.
Crazy Joe grew up on a farm. He knows his shit.
Give me a minute here. You got a double amputee, and then you got Mike Ball.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Would take Mike because he knows how to think.
And I would take Crazy Joe because I know I'd eat.
Ooh, that's a big one, Danny. Long term here. I would take
Yeah.
Mike. What would you do?
What's that?
What would you do in this situation?
And
I'm
Crazy Joe.
gonna take Mike because at the end of the day, if we're all gonna die, I'd at least like to die with a brother.
No,
I
I'm talking
appreciate
about. I'm gaslighting everybody right
Yeah,
now.
I know what you're trying to do.
I love it.
I see what you're trying to do over there, Hollywood.
But
Uh-huh.
I'm letting it all happen.
I got more. Crazy Joe knows how to make gunpowder. Thank you.
Yeah, but
Okay.
wouldn't you want somebody?
But what if Crazy Joe only knows how to comment really cool things? Did you ever give that any thought? You're willing to bet your whole life on a guy named Crazy Joe in the chat room. I mean, I think you're the weakest link. I really do. First, you want a guy that builds houses. Now you got some guy Crazy Joe. I mean, I'm just saying.
I've seen Crazy Joe in our comments and over the years.
Yes,
and
of course.
a lot of stuff that Crazy Joe has to say.
Have you
So,
met Crazy Joe? Do you really know if Joe's crazy? What kind of type of crazy is Joe? Do you know anything about Joe?
Is
Is his name Joe, Joseph? I mean, do you know anything about this guy in the chat room besides his name is Crazy Joe and he knows some things because he commented?
All right, so I gotta explain.
Crazy
something.
Joe said, "Ask my friends. Who are your friends? Where are they?"
they're in here too.
Somebody vouch for Crazy Joe on here right now. I want to see it.
I have achieved it. I gaslit everybody. I
It
gaslit the
happened. It
panel.
happened. So
But I'm
when
gonna
it
be
comes
honest,
to shooting, China,
one of you, screw you both. I'm just going by sunshine with my kid. It's over.
when it comes to shooting, I can probably guarantee you I can outshoot probably.
Hold up.
Most of
Hold
everyone.
up. So
Out of
Crazy Joe
everyone.
67 just said, I could say the same about you. I literally have 2 people on here that can vouch for me. So let me see one of yours now, big mouth. Come on. Come on, big keyboard warrior. Let's see it, buddy.
I achieved it. I gaslit.
You gaslit it. You did. You did a good job.
We're partying now, guys. We're partying.
He was trying to do it here in the 4 square, but it ended up going to the chat room instead.
Oh man, it's getting crazy.
I've got about 2,600 people that can vouch for me. You were saying?
And please continue.
My friends don't live on a PC. Oh, well, but you do, so shut up.
Crazy Joe just gaslit Danny.
I think it's hilarious.
Madhouse is in the room.
Crazy Joe says all you're saying right now is hearsay.
Oh.
Like I said, I have 2 people on the panel that can vouch for me. I'll wait for yours.
Talking about
Hey, gaslighting. He's actually just like talking out of his ass now. He must have got offended by what I had to say. Oh,
damn.
Joe's not that crazy. He's got a heart.
He's got feelers.
You know what? That's another thing. Well, what's up, Mike and Sosa's Pop? What about somebody that does have a heart, China Doll?
What?
What about compassion during this? Do you think there's any room?
That's why I don't want a doctor. I want a nurse because they got better bedside manner.
She wants some cuddles. She wants cuddles.
No, serious. Is there any place in society during this apocalypse for compassion?
Honestly, I would only have compassion for my children. I don't give a fuck about anybody else.
Yeah,
Mike.
That's where it boils down to. That's what I was getting at earlier. When it comes to the children, do not get around Mama Bear. Do not get
But
around.
what if it came down to the point, China, that your son is actually the weakest link? What do you do then?
Ooh.
I veer to differ.
No, he's asking.
I'm not asking your opinion. I'm asking what would you do if you're faced with the situation that he is the weakest link?
In that scenario,
I would still back my son 110%, no matter what.
Right on.
I would get him the hell out of Dodge is what I'd be doing.
Yeah, but you'll trade me.
I'll trade you. It's fine.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
I'll trade
Hey, Mike,
you.
draw those divorce papers up, brother.
I'll
Hey,
trade you for
fucking
more
bitch.
cigarettes and alcohol. Anybody
bitch.
got like a gallon of Fireball?
It's funny how China got all buttered that she thought that Hollywood said he would trade her off, which he didn't.
He
And then
did.
she turned around and just blatantly said, "Oh yeah, I'll trade him off. He don't matter to me at all."
Yeah, but
Wow. And Mike, you think women aren't savage?
Crazy Joe wants to wish us all the best on surviving.
Mike and Sosa's pop, no compassion, always appear to have the ability to be dangerous.
Mhm.
But do you think there's room for compassion during something like this, Danny?
No, because I feel that compassion would show weakness
Mhm.
in this type of situation. And I'm a pretty compassionate person, but when it really boils down to something like that, you can't. That's a sign of weakness, you know? Are you going to show compassion? So let's just act like this is for real for a second. That one of your brothers got bit by a zombie and he's going to turn into a zombie in like
Like how
30
he said,
minutes.
let's keep it real, but now he's talking about zombie. Go ahead.
I'll get to the real part in a second. Anyway, gaslighter Hollywood.
He's really going for it today.
He is. He's trying. He's really trying. But I mean, you know, are you going to be able to kill your brother that is actually going to end up getting more of us killed? You know what I'm saying? If you're going to show compassion and say, no, I can't do it, then I'm going to kill you because you're the weakest link.
Yeah.
You know, because at the end of the day, this is about survival. You know, I mean, it is what it is, man. So, Crazy Joe, I wish you all the best too, buddy. I was just messing with you, man.
China.
What?
So it really comes down to
I'm still
Women suck.
I'm still dumbfounded by the last comment that ML just put.
what?
Do you see it, Mike?
Yeah.
Do respect China, but I do got a hard on for you.
Well, we just highlight it for everybody.
I think we all just need a group hug.
So what it comes down to is I think everybody needs to think about these questions and maybe get prepared for them.
Yeah, you never know what's gonna happen.
Well, you should definitely get prepared, Hollywood, because your old lady's gonna trade you right
Well,
off.
she's already ready to
Damn
sell
right.
you. She's probably got a
You
number for
might as well start, you know, talking to some little, you know, some little house bunnies or something.
I'm starting to bet at $40.
I already said a gallon of Fireball and about 30 cartons of cigarettes, and he's yours.
Damn.
Well, I already got the gallon.
What a
So
bitch.
Much
Damn,
love.
bro.
What a
no,
bitch.
that is rough. That is rough.
Anyway, everybody, it's an hour and 10 minutes right now. We really appreciate you tuning into the BEATcan podcast.
Where the hell did this show go?
I achieved my goal. That's all I care about.
It went to the point where we now realize China will pretty much just eat up anything that people say on the internet.
She's a real deal feminism. Feminist.
Oh, now you're giving that guy another hard on. Look at you, girl. Get it, baby. Get it. Hey, if you really do have a hard on, how about you donate $25 to China Doll? So show us you're for real. Show us the truth.
She takes tips. I'll talk to you next Sunday. Don't forget, you can go to the BEATcan podcast over on YouTube as well as Spotify. Listen to us on the way to work, in your truck, all that good stuff. Danny Delo's YouTube channel. Make sure you go visit him over there in China's Viper Pit. Mike is on Instagram. Hopefully one of these days, you know, Peg Leg can figure out how to live stream on Instagram.
Yeah,
Then
we'll
of course,
figure it out.
Hey, you better
One.
give him a little more respect. He's got a blue check mark, y'all. I'm just saying.
Oh, shit.
I'm just
Oh,
saying. He's
Jeez,
Mr. Check mark.
I might pull that.
And he
card
didn't
on you
pay
guys.
for it. He actually got verified
I'm
for
gonna
real.
pull that card on you guys.
And he can
Crazy Joe.
boy.
Thanks, buddy.
Damn, crazy
Sit
Joe.
out.
Thank you, Crazy Joe.
We'll
Respect.
talk to you guys
Respect.
later. Rock on, baby.
MCs come together making millions. Get the motor ready for the bike night race. Brag about my bike and put some dollars in your face.